Broadly speaking, there are two levels of fitness in dementia units, the elderly and the slower, and the younger and the fitter. So the elderly and the slower are often, or generally, women with Alzheimer's, mid-80s and upwards, on walkers, walking less than 2 kilometres an hour, often a lot less than that. Then the younger and the fitter, mid-70s, average age and upwards, many people also younger than this, not on walkers, independent, fit and strong. So the needs of each group is vastly and utterly different. For those that are on walkers, they'll be often happy enough to sit in the lounge and watch TV, maybe go outside a couple of times a week for fresh air and sunshine, either on their walker or in a wheelchair. But for the fit, active people, they like to get out every day, as they've been used to all their lives, in the fresh air and the sunshine. And this second group, this fit, active group, when I say mid-70s is the average age, some of the people are early 60s that come into dementia units now. They're not just elderly ladies with Alzheimer's, as the general view, thinks that dementia units are full of people, elderly women with Alzheimer's. And of course, a large percentage are like that. But more and more now, younger people are coming in with Alzheimer's, mid-60s, late 60s, early 70s commonly. So these men and women are strong and fit, those that have kept up their fitness. They've got the strength, cardiovascular ability, balance, the lot. So people that fall into this category need to have the chance to keep exercising. It's only fair and just that they get out for a walk every day at the least, because if they don't, then they will deteriorate and become just like the elderly group, slow, shuffling and, unfit, which is not fair. I mean, the thing is, of course, with this group, because they're strong and fit and active, and the men, of course, walking faster than the women, and more likely, not always, I have to say, to get aggressive if they can't get out. So if they haven't got friends and family to support them getting out, then the issue is that, they'll sometimes be medicated to be able to settle them down, so to speak, which is a very poor quality situation. So the thing is that these people need to be able to get out and exercise, not just for the fresh air and sunshine, but to be able to get rid of their cortisol, their stress. They will be stressed. Definitely they will be stressed, confined to such a limited environment. If they're used to being fit and strong and outdoors and exercising, to be in a constrained environment will absolutely give them anxiety and maybe anger into the bargain. So if these people, though, can be people in this category, can go out for regular walks by their friends or family, a big difference. There really is a big difference. I've witnessed this many times. Those people that don't get out for the walks, that come in fit and active, don't have friends and family that supportively take them out for walks. It's just too difficult for them, their immune system, they just collapse internally and the stress just completely takes them over. Whereas if the person is supported by family and taken out, daily, regularly, as I've witnessed as well, those men and women can do quite well actually in dementia units. They can settle, they can adjust, they know they can get outside when their friends and family visit, they're still supported, and it's a completely different experience for them, and they maintain their fitness. That's another thing. They maintain their balance, their strength, their coordination, their fitness, so their vitality. It's important if we've got that to maintain it as much as we can. So for those that get regular exercise outside with slopes and hills and curbs, they can maintain that balance. So this is the way that both groups need to be catered to, but the more elderly, frail women on the walkers often would just like to go outside in a wheelchair for fresh air and sunshine, walking if they wish, and always ask them which it is that they'd like to do. Maybe on their walker, maybe arm in arm and supported, with that wonderful arm-in-arm support grip. But for the younger, fitter, stronger people, independent walking. I mean, make sure that you're keeping an eye on them, because, you know, they can go off on the other direction, easily lost, especially if they're fast walkers and, you know, you just turn the other way and they're off in the other direction, not sure which way they've gone. So arm in arm or hand in hand is actually okay. If they've got hand holding, if they've got good balance, you can just hand hold, but at least you know then where they are. That's the thing. I mean, they can't get lost with poor direction orientation. So these are the 2 levels of physical fitness in dementia units, and it's really important to cater to each group, but especially the fit, young, more athletic dementia residents deserve to have more chance of getting outside and exercising, because to maintain their fitness and to get that stress and cortisol out of their system from being confined in such an environment. I mean, if the elderly lady with Alzheimer's has been in a nursing home prior, comes upstairs, she'll hardly notice the difference. If she wasn't out walking that much, she comes upstairs, she's still got the same view, maybe the same friends even, same routine. But for a younger, fitter person, chances are they've come straight from home. You can imagine the adjustment then. It's a colossal adjustment. The whole arrangement is completely and utterly different to their home environment in every way. And because of that, it's a greater stress and a bigger wrench. So that's why they need this exercise, this support, this camaraderie, this care, this consideration over and above others, because it takes them, it's so much more difficult for them to adjust, because the extremities of what they've had to adjust to, the range, the leap, you know, is so much greater. And being younger, of course, it's a lot more difficult coming to a dementia unit when you're younger compared to if you're an elderly lady, where you might be expecting to be in a nursing home when you're elderly anyway. And for some of the elderly women, they hardly even know they're in a dementia unit. But certainly if you're a younger, fit, active person in that constrained position, you certainly will know it, and you'll question why as well. So all of that needs to be catered to, which I've talked about in other videos and in these 2 books, The Resident's Voice and The Resident's Rise, both from a dementia unit. Good reading, easy reading, both on Amazon and my website, pietavalentine.com. So thank you for your looks and your likes and subscriptions, and please pass these links on. Thank you.